Every autumn, millions of people line up to buy a video game they have already played. Same sport, same menus, often the same bugs. They know it. They complain about it, loudly in reviews and comment sections, in videos literally titled, "Stop buying this game." And then almost every one of them buys it anyway. To gamers, this looks like laziness winning. To anyone who reads a balance sheet, it looks like one of the most beautiful money machines ever built. This is the story of how Electronic Arts turned a pile of plastic discs into a $40 billion casino, and why the people who hate it the most are the ones who keep it running. To see the trick, you have to remember how ugly this business used to be. For decades, making a video game was a bet that could sink an entire company. A studio would vanish for 5 years, burn a fortune, and press its dream onto a plastic disc. That disc shipped to a store, sat on a shelf, and sold exactly once. $60, take it or leave it. If players loved it, you were a genius. If they shrugged, 5 years of work slid into the bargain bin. Every single release was a coin flip with the whole studio riding on the result. So EA looked at that coin flip and decided it never wanted to flip again. It went hunting for something a coin flip cannot touch. It went hunting for a moat. It found the first one on a football field. In the real world, there is only one National Football League, one Premier League, one set of real players with real faces, real badges, real stadiums, and EA did something quietly ruthless. It paid enormous sums, billions over the years, to lock those rights up. Not just to use them, to make sure nobody else legally could. Because when you own the exclusive right to a league's teams and faces, a rival can build a more beautiful football engine, hire smarter designers, and it does not matter at all. They are simply forbidden from putting the real thing inside it. Think about what that does to a competitor. Imagine trying to sell a football game where every team is invented and every player is called athlete number 12. Nobody buys that. Fans do not want a clever imitation of the sport. They want their club, their heroes, the actual badge on the actual shirt. So the exclusive license is not really about a game at all. It is a wall that keeps every rival out of the one thing customers actually came for. And EA wrote that wall into a contract for years at a time. But a wall alone does not print money. You have to stand behind it and sell something over and over again. So EA turned its sports games into a calendar. Every single year, a new roster, a new number on the box, a fresh $60 ticket. Critics call it the same game every year, and technically they are right. But that sameness is the entire point. A yearly sports release is not a sequel you eagerly wait for. It is a subscription you forgot you ever signed up for. Miss a year, and suddenly you are playing with last season's teams while everyone you know has quietly moved on to the new one. And that is the genius of it. The new game does not have to be better than the old one. It just has to be current. So the update everyone grumbles about becomes the update everyone buys. Not out of excitement, out of the quiet fear of being left behind. EA discovered that being current is a product you can sell forever because next year always comes. And then somewhere in the last decade, EA found the real gold. Not in the game, but hidden inside it. It is called Ultimate Team, and it works like this. You do not just play matches. You build a dream squad, card by card, like collecting stickers as a kid. Except here's the twist. You do not simply buy the players you want. You buy sealed digital packs with real money, and you tear them open praying the superstar is inside. Usually he is not. You get 3 defenders you will never use. So you buy another pack, and another. If that sounds less like shopping and a lot more like a slot machine, congratulations, you already understand the business model. This one mode, selling randomized digital cards that cost EA almost nothing to create, quietly generates billions of dollars every single year. And because they are just data, no disk, no factory, no shipping, the margins are staggering. More than 3/4 of every dollar spent on packs falls straight to profit, hidden inside a game about kicking a ball, and a small number of players spend enormous amounts chasing it. In the industry, they have a nickname, whales. A handful of players who pour thousands of dollars into packs and quietly carry a huge share of the entire revenue. The game is fun for everyone, but it is carefully built so that the people most desperate to win are the people who can spend the most trying. Now here's the cruelest, cleverest part of the whole design. Every autumn, when the new edition arrives, your collection does not come with you. That squad you spent a whole year in a small fortune assembling is simply gone. Reset to zero. To get it back, you buy the new game and start feeding the packs all over again, from nothing. It is a treadmill that wipes itself clean the instant you reach the end, and then charges you admission to climb back on. The players are not really customers anymore. They are residents of a city that EA rebuilds and demolishes every 12 months, on schedule. For 30 years, one single word sat on the front of this entire machine: FIFA. It was the most valuable name in all of gaming, a brand recognized in every country on Earth. And in 2022, EA walked away from it. The partnership had grown too expensive, the demands too steep. So EA did the truly unthinkable. It kept the game and threw away the name, rebranding its flagship, its crown jewel, as simply EA Sports FC. The internet was gleeful. This was it. This was the arrogant giant finally overreaching. Surely, without the magic word on the box, players would flee. Surely some hungry rival would grab the newly free FIFA name, slap it on a game, and steal the throne overnight. Everyone waited for the catastrophic collapse, and then the new game launched, and it broke sales records. More players, more packs, more revenue than the year before. The collapse simply never came, because here is what the entire crowd had missed. FIFA was never the moat. FIFA was just the label on the door. Behind that door, EA still quietly held everything that actually mattered. The real leagues, the real players, the real clubs, licensed directly, name or no name. And it held something even harder to buy than a logo. It held all of the people. Millions of squads already assembled, millions of friends already playing. A whole living world that only works if everyone keeps showing up to the same one. That is a network effect, and it is brutally powerful. You play where your friends play, and nobody wants to be the first to leave for an empty room. The name on the box was never the thing anyone was loyal to. They were loyal to the ecosystem inside it. And EA owned every single brick of that ecosystem, with or without those 4 famous letters. So what does a machine like this actually throw off? Year after year, revenue lands somewhere around $7.5 billion. And unlike a normal studio, it barely wobbles because the sports calendar and the card packs keep paying the bills, whether the year's big, risky new release soars or quietly flops. That stability is the moat, showing up on the income statement. The margins tell the same story. Gross margins sit near 75 to 80%. The fingerprint of selling bits instead of boxes. Free cash flow runs roughly $2 billion a year, and the balance sheet carries almost no debt. This is not a scrappy little studio praying for one lucky hit to keep the lights on. This is a toll booth with a controller attached. But, and this part genuinely matters, it is a toll booth built on rented land. The moat is real, but it is not eternal. And pretending otherwise is how investors get hurt. The whole magnificent thing leans on a small handful of franchises and on the licenses sitting underneath them. And licenses have to be renewed by partners who can see exactly how much money is sitting on the table and who might one day want a bigger slice or a new bidder entirely. Push the casino too hard, and the backlash gets loud. Regulators in several countries already stare at those random paid packs and quietly use the word gambling. Player tastes shift. 100 free-to-play games fight for the very same evening on the very same couch. Any one of those cracks could let water into the moat. That is exactly why, when you weigh it all together, the fortress and the fault lines, EA's moat comes out narrow, not wide. Strong enough to defend for years. Not so strong that it can ever safely fall asleep. Genuine, durable, and quietly on the clock. And that, in the end, is the real lesson hiding underneath all of the outrage. The most profitable businesses on Earth are almost never the most loved ones. They are the ones that quietly take something people badly want and turn it into something people cannot get anywhere else, and then charge them gently and repeatedly to come back for it year after year for life. EA took a plastic disc you used to buy exactly once and patiently turned it into a place you now visit forever. The players never once stopped complaining. They simply never stopped paying. And if you can train yourself to look past the noise, past the outrage, past the same game every year, and see the contract, the network, and the quiet toll booth humming underneath it all, then you are not watching a video game anymore. You are reading a moat. And that is the whole game we play here. EA's moat is real, and this video is sponsored by MoatScope. Everything we just covered, widening moats, compounding, quality at a fair price, is simple in theory. Finding those companies is the hard part. That's exactly what MoatScope is built for. It rates thousands of stocks on the two things that matter most: how strong the moat is and how much you'd pay for it. Quality times valuation on one scorecard. Spot the widening moats trading at a fair price. Check out MoatScope at the link below and go find your next compounder.